What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today for another playoff series preview. Third straight one here. Battle of Pennsylvania time. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Nobody expected this. Two teams no one expected to be in the playoffs. Pittsburgh, Metro Team 2. Philadelphia, Metro Team 3. Dan Muse, the coach for the Penguins. First time in the playoffs as a head coach. Rick Tocchet, first year as head coach for the Flyers. He gets them into the playoffs. Again, nobody saw this coming. Start with Pittsburgh, 41, 25, and 16 record, 98 points, second in the Metro, seventh in the East. That's right, second in the Metro, but seventh in the East, 10th in the league. The West is that bad. At the Flyers case, 43, 27, 12, 98 points as well, third in the Metro, eighth in the East, so they are the last team in the East, even though they're not a wild card. And then 11th in the league. So the top 8 teams are all in the first 11 teams in the NHL, and they're all in the East. Goals for 250 goals for the Penguins, 293, which is third for the Penguins. Goals against 268, which is 24th. They can't keep the puck out of the net. That's a plus 25 goal differential, however. Power plays, Pittsburgh is 7th at 24.1%. PK 6th, 81.4%. Good special teams. Goals for Philadelphia, 250 for 20th. Goals against, 243 for 9th. It's a plus 7. Can't score a lot, but they can keep the puck out of the net. That is Rick Tocchet hockey. Power play, 15.7%. 32nd in the NHL. You might just want to negate the power play at that point. Flyers special teams are the opposite of the Penguins. They are not good at all. PK, 77.6% for 22nd overall in the NHL. Now, looking at their top 5 point scores, I say top 5 because both teams only have 5 guys with over 50 points. Starting with the man who doesn't age, Sidney Crosby. 68 games played, 29 goals, 45 assists, 74 points. Erik Karlsson revived himself this year. 75 games played, 15 goals, 51 assists, 66 points. Brian Rust, 72 games played, 29 goals, 36 assists, 65 points. Anthony Mantha finally stayed healthy for a year, and that's what a healthy Mantha can do. 81 games played, 33 goals, 31 assists, 64 points. And Evgeny Malkin, 56 games played, 19 goals, 42 assists, 61 points. For the Flyers, their top 5, Travis Konechny leads the way. 77 games played, 27 goals, 41 assists, 68 points. Trevor Zegras, 81 games played in his first go-around with the Flyers. 26 goals, 41 assists, 67 points. Owen Tippett, great young player. A lot of great young players here. 81 games played, 28 goals, 23 assists, 51 points. Matvei Michkov, obviously. You expect a little more out of him, but it's also Rick Tocchet's system, so you kind of don't. 81 games played, 20 goals, 31 assists, 51 points. And Christian Dvorak. When I was putting this together and I saw that Dvorak had 51 points, I understood immediately why he got the extension. 80 games played, 18 goals, 33 assists, 51 points. Goaltending. I feel like it's been a common theme that goaltending's been interesting so far this year. Skinner, I think, is going to be the starter for Game 1 for the Penguins. 27 games played, 12-9-5 record since coming over from Edmonton. This actually might be combined with Edmonton, I'm not sure. 2.99 goals against average and 885 save percentage. Shelovs has played more games. He's the guy who I would personally go with since he's the younger goaltender. 39 games played, 19-12-8 record. 3.07 goals against average with an 888 save percentage. Both have been on runs before. Skinner's been to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals with the Oilers. Shelov's basically got Vancouver to Game 7 against Edmonton. So, either or, both have had clutch moments before. Skinner, though, has been replaced in the playoffs before. Multiple times. For Philadelphia, Vladar, 52 games played, has been a revelation in net since coming over from Calgary in free agency. 29 games played, 52 games played, 29, 14, and 7 record, 2.42 goals against average, a 906 save percentage. Ersson, if he goes in net, all due respect, I think the Flyers are done. 33 games played, 14, 11, and 5 record, a 3.12 goals against average, and an 870 save percentage. Neither of these teams made the playoffs last year, as mentioned. The last time these teams made the playoffs, Pittsburgh lost to the Rangers in round 1 in 2022, where they blew a 3-1 lead. Panarin with the Game 7 overtime winner there. Philadelphia, last time they made the playoffs, 2020, where they were the hottest team in the NHL going into the pause. They come back. They had the first seed, first round bye in the qualifying round. Then they win the first round against Montreal in 6. They come back from 3-1 down against the Islanders, but lose in Game 7 pretty dominantly too. But for the Flyers, they're back here now. And Penguins, they're getting one more run at it as Crosby, Carlson, Rust, Malkin, Letang. These guys are probably in their last run here. Because they haven't met in the playoffs, or because they haven't been to the playoffs recently, we got their playoff series. They've all played each other down here this time. They played each other 7 times. Well, let's do their regular meetings this season. Their first one, Philadelphia wins 3-2 in a shootout. That's in Philadelphia. Pittsburgh then wins 5-1 in Philadelphia. Pittsburgh then wins 6-3 at home in Pittsburgh, so they have 2-1 series lead, season series. Then 4-3 shootout win for Philadelphia in Pittsburgh. So Philadelphia gets 2 wins, both in the shootout. Pittsburgh gets 2 wins in regulation. They split the season series, as everyone has so far. In terms of their playoff history, 1989 in the Patrick Division Final, which would be the semifinal, the second round, Philadelphia wins that series in 7, and that was a very high-scoring series. 1997, Philadelphia in the first round in the quarterfinal beats Pittsburgh in 5 games. And then in 2000, I believe that had a game, Pittsburgh took a 2-0 series lead. Andy Delmore had the Game 3 overtime winner in triple overtime. And then Keith Primo in the 5th overtime got the winner. Flyers never looked back after that. They get in 2000, in quarterfinal, they win that series in 6. So the first 3 series they've ever played, 3 straight wins for Philadelphia. And they took so long to play each other, even though they came into the league in 67, because Pittsburgh was awful for their first pretty much 15 out of 20 years of their existence at that point. Things turned around in 2008 as Pittsburgh goes to the final. On their way there, they meet Philadelphia in the conference final. They win that series in 5 games. 2009, Pittsburgh, after losing in the final to Detroit, says, we're going back. In the quarterfinal, first round, Pittsburgh wins that series in 6 games. 2012 was a wacky series. 2012, I remember that as a kid. I don't remember 2009 that much because I was really only watching Blackhawks back then. I remember Pittsburgh-Philadelphia in 2012. That was just wild. From Game 1's horrible calls that all went for the Flyers. Pittsburgh was up 3-0, a horrible offside call that didn't get called on Briere, goes the other way. Flyers rally and win 4-3, I think it was. Game 4, Pittsburgh was down 3-0, and then they won 10-3 in Philadelphia. It was insane. Giroux was a monster. It was just so much was happening in that series. Philadelphia wins that series in 6 in the first round. 2018 quarterfinal, Pittsburgh wins that series in 6. Another series with a lot of goals by that time Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh dominated that series even though it went 6 games. Anyway, guys, that's going to be all I have for you guys in this one, aside from one thing. Prediction. I'm taking the Penguins in 6. Series really could go either way here. Philadelphia's youth and enthusiasm could get them, I could see a win in maybe 7 games. Pittsburgh, though, they have the veterans, they have the leadership on this team. A lot of Stanley Cups combined. You have 9 with Crosby, Malkin, Letang. Rust add 2, that's 11. And you got Stanley Cup final experience in your goaltending and Skinner. Not a lot of experience on the Flyers, so I'm going to take the Penguins in 6. I think whoever comes out of this series is getting destroyed by Carolina in the next round, assuming Carolina wins, or Ottawa. I could see either of these. I could see Carolina or Ottawa destroying either of these teams, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.